Warning. This video may contain graphic language, graphic violence, gross cartoon penises, and a whole lot of Pimpy the pimp-ass pimp showing motherfuckers what's up. Viewer discretion is advised.
What is going on out there, peeps? Alright, I want to respond to some of the questions and comments that were made under video I called You Might Have Missed This. There's a lot of crazy things that are going on at the world. I like these kind of videos. I like doing them, but I have to be very careful. There are a lot of YouTubers out there that are having their channels demonetized. Some of them removed altogether. And after I sat back and reflected on what it is that these people do, it dawned on me. All these guys are black YouTube content creators. And the one thing they all have in common, they're pro-Trump. And they've been exposed to the fact that the hood has got Trump's back. And the videos are getting stronger, and the followings have hundreds of thousands of people, in some cases millions. I was curious and reached out to one, and I said, well, what did YouTube tell you was the reason? This guy's upset, man. You got to understand something, and I can relate to this. When they take your channel away, when you demonetize it, if you're relying on YouTube only, and you are the sole provider of your family, when they demonetize your channel, they can affect your entire livelihood. And that's what they did to this guy. And just like me, he was in the middle of remodeling. He was getting ready to pay off his house. You know, he's doing pretty decent. He's got over 400,000 subscribers, and they demonetized him. And when they asked him why, they just simply said because he violated the rules. That's what they always tell you. But every time you say, what rules? Show me in what video did I violate the rules? They don't ever show you. They just do a blanket excuse. You violated the rules. You're supposed to know which ones. To me, it's just a BS excuse to knock these people down. YouTube should be able to say, hey, you broke this particular rule in this video at this time frame. This is what the video said. It violates our rules. You know, give you some warning, give you something. They don't do that. They just go, you violated the rules, that's all you get. It's the same thing with Twitter. I went through it recently with Twitter. They took my channel altogether, but they gave it back, thank you God. I just think it's really unfair of these social media platforms to penalize people, and then all you can say is, oh, you broke some rules. Which rules? Which video? What did I do? They don't tell you specifically. If I'm a content creator, for all I know, I could have made a mistake and said something or did something and violated a rule that I was unaware of. But how am I supposed to make the correction and be a better content creator if none of the social media platforms tell you which rule you broke and show you where it is? My gut feeling tells me they don't care. There is no rules. They just use that as a blanket excuse. Anybody that's pro-Trump, they're going to target. That's just my opinion. Because I do think it's strange that all of these people are black and all of these people are making content that's pro-Trump. Now, it could be just that these are the people I usually pay attention to, so that's what sticks out the most. Maybe there's a lot of anti-Trump YouTubers out there, no, it's hard to say without laughing, who are having their channels demonetized too, just like pro-Trump people. Yeah, I doubt it. Y'all know what the reason is Trump's popularity in the black community is really on the rise, and it is in a big way. So the reason why I have to be careful about these, some of these videos, because some of the things I like to highlight is the fact that the black community is turning pro-Trump. So yeah, I don't want to step on any toes. You know, I do think it's important that these social media platforms, at the very least, instead of you just saying you broke these community rules, and then you open them up and it's like 2,000 rules, you're like, wow, which one? You know, at least tell me, at least give me a warning before you start doing something so drastic. The fact that they take such drastic steps without any warnings and telling you exactly what it is, it means there's an agenda behind it. That's just my opinion. Anyways, if you guys remember this video, I was kind of tripping out on the fact that this elephant at first was attacking this vehicle, but then when the elephant took a step back, I said, what the heck? Look at the size of this sun. What sun do they got? How close is that sun? It was just unbelievable to see. And somebody said, well, it could just be the glare off the camera. Yeah, it could be. But I don't know what kind of camera they got to cause the sun to look at least, I don't know, 1,000 times the size, and like it's just literally behind the elephant as one of its pack. It's pretty crazy. Anyways, let's get into reading your comments and answering your questions. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. You can follow me over on other platforms. I do have my own group over on Facebook called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So head on over here and join us. It's free to do so. In here, I do post updates. If I should get on suspension from YouTube or get removed from YouTube and you want to know what happened to me, I'll let you know right here in this group. I can be found on Twitter, Maui, YouTube, and the cool thing about YouTube, if you come over here and you join and you find my channel, I got videos going back, I believe, a couple years. So if you want to see some older videos that I have on Nicera, gold, silver, cryptos, come on over here and join. Look me up and check out my videos. You can also find me on Odyssey. Catch me on Rumble. When I say that the links for all these are down below in the description, some of you don't know what I'm talking about. It's real simple. Just go down to the bottom right here of any of my videos. See this? This is the description. Hit show more. And there are all the links to all the platforms I just spoke about. So if you do want to head on over to Money Middles, just click it. And there you are. So come on over. Join us. I look forward to having you. So many of you asked me, how come I haven't been showing my face on the videos? I know you love my face so much that you can't help it, but you know. The truth of the matter is, I read this thing by Tesla that caught my attention, and then I read it more, and I really got into it. And I mean, I always knew that Tesla was a great guy, was a smart guy, but man, the more I study Tesla, the more I realize just how big of a freaking genius this guy is, man. It's unbelievable. But anyways, he kept talking about us being grounded, the soles on our feet, and that the food that comes from the ground carries healing energy. And I said, okay. Then he mentioned something about a diet, and he said something that the diet consisted of: a lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables. But in a separate interview that he was doing, he said it again, kind of in passing. But he said, well, it comes from the Bible. He says, the Bible tells you about it. And I said, the Bible? So I tried to find out where this diet was. There's something that's mentioned about wheat, barley, you know, food from the ground, that the Lord made the food for you to eat, and you know, all this other stuff. And I said, okay, so if we take his original diet that he had mentioned, it sounds a lot like the guy from this group that I was working with. And I got to thinking about it, and I said, you know what, I didn't really give his diet the proper attention that it needed. I did try it. It was successful. Ron had a lot of success with it. What I did is I kind of made a combination of what it is that Tesla was talking about and this guy here from the raw vegan diet. I'm going to be really honest. This guy over here at the raw vegan diet, this gentleman right here, this is Shane. Shane literally can change your life. If you are unhealthy, if you are overweight, Shane has a great community, a lot of support. You'd be surprised the number of people's lives he changed. So I do want to recommend him. No, I'm not getting anything for it. I will leave the link for you guys to come listen to his community, join him. And if you follow his diet to the T, you will absolutely get healthier. If you have diabetes, it will help. If you had high blood pressure, it will help. And if you're overweight, it definitely will help. And people have lost a lot of weight in a short period of time. So I've taken what he has shared with me and what I read from Tesla, and I made a hybrid version of a diet that I've been working on. And I feel really good. My drinking, I mean, like I said, I told you guys I stopped drinking. It keeps reducing more and more. Every now and then, I'll admit it, I'll fall off the wagon a little bit and I'll go on a 4 or 5 day drinking binge, but then all of a sudden, I don't feel like it anymore. My body starts rejecting the alcohol. So all I'm doing right now is I'm back in a diet. I'm doing really good. I feel really healthy and I'm losing weight again, but I decided to wait to show you what I look like because you won't really notice a change if you see me every day. But once I achieve my goal, and I'm going to continue to do this afterwards, as a matter of fact, Tesla made a point that there's so much healing power from the food that grows from the ground. There's, to me, a lot that goes with that, and I believe him. So because of that, I'm trying to make my body a lot more healthier than it is. Just not only changing the food that I'm eating, but also doing slight workouts. I'm not getting any younger. But anyways, just to make a short story long, I decided to wait to show my image on the YouTube videos until I've got pretty close to or have achieved the goal that I've set out. And I probably got about 2 or 3 weeks left, but I feel really good. I feel really healthy, and I'm grateful for that. All right, so let's go down these comments right here. So you're talking about the deer. So in this video, the deer might just have no fear of people. I stayed in a temple in India, and a big rat came to say hi. What are you eating? walk up to my house, cool, casual, and enormous. Still, it does not look unusual to see deer take shelter with people rather than, e.g., under a tree. When it comes to wild animals, I could vouch. I've had some of the weirdest incidents in my life happen where wild animals will just walk up to me and I don't trip off of it, but people who are around me, because of the type of animals they are, they trip. So could it be just that the deers have no fear of people? Maybe, but that many deer, I mean, seriously, they are just sitting there and avoiding the rain. And I think there's a little something more to it. Maybe they're at a zoo and I just don't know it. And a zoo, it's normal for them to come and just hang out with people. Well, if these animals are just used to humans and they're hanging out, that must be special for people who are coming to visit. But I think deers, like most other animals, they have strong instincts. There's something, I think, in the water that's preventing them from going out there. I could be wrong. Time I was fishing, and while I was sitting there, I had these flock of ducks. I was sitting there, I could watch them come across the lake. They come in low, then they land right in front of me, come up on land. Two of them jumped on my knees, sat on my knees, and the other two just sat underneath me on a chair, and I was like, what the... My friend's like, what the hell just happened? I said, I don't know, man, but I'm trying to fish and these ducks are on my lap. And then the biggest thing that tripped them out was one time I was kind of slightly hungover and I had my head against the fence. And this lady had a sanctuary where she was saving animals. And all of a sudden I felt this bump, it's like something headbutt me and start purring really loud. And then when I got up, it was a dang tiger, man. His head was huge. And you don't realize how big tigers are until they decide to bump you in the head. Anyways, I reached to the fence and I was petting him on the side of his head. And I wasn't tripping off it. But the lady that owned the place, she was like, wow. She started running towards me at first. And then I pet it. And then I got up and just patted the top of his head and then walked away. She was shitting bricks. And I was like, oh, no, the tiger's nice. And so she goes, apparently so. Those are my wild animal stories for you. It could be just that they're used to humans. It has to have something to do with the metal because the asphalt roads would melt at 350 degrees and they'd look perfectly fine. Yeah, I've seen melted asphalt before, like really super, super melted asphalt, where it actually has broken away from the molding of the road, which was a trip to see. But as far as the metals and the asphalt, the point I was trying to make is over there in Maui, I know they're saying it's a laser attack, and I actually believe that it is. But what I was saying is be careful not to get caught up in what is factual and what is not. Aluminum does factually melt at over 1200 degrees, and asphalt does factually melt at 331 degrees. And those two things happened over there during Maui, but it wasn't because of the laser. It was because of the heat of the fire. And I had a lot of people saying, the fire doesn't get that hot. The fire normally is around 200 some degrees. And I was like, 200 degrees? Are you nuts? No, they get super hot. The rim fire that we had here was 5 times the heat of boiling water, which puts it at over 1,000 degrees. And the right conditions with the right wind and the right food, I hate to call it that, but you know what I mean. And if it whirls around good enough, it can get super, super hot. Like I said, the firemen that I spoke to said that they've seen families incinerated in cars that got caught in fires where it's no skin, no clothing, no nothing, almost all the way down to the bone. And so that's not unusual. Hey, Pimpy, whose stack is that at the beginning of the video? Pimpy Rich? Oh, yeah, that is a beautiful stack. There's no doubt about it. This actually comes from a guy, I believe his name is Silver Stacker. Every year he puts out the number of precious metals that he has collected, and it's impressive. And I actually did it once. For those of you who've been around me for a long time, people keep asking me, Pimpy, how many precious metals do you have? Can you show us? And before I never would do it, but there was a video in which I actually took out my silver and showed everybody just how much I had, and it was a lot. I mean, this guy has a lot. I had a lot too. I do like all the different coins that he has. I'm a big fan as a collector. But yeah, his stacks are beautiful. So I use his pictures to help motivate people because every time I see his video, just watching these coins go by motivate the hell right out of me. As a collector, they're beautiful to see. I have that document from the Clinton Foundation about what they could do. I remember you talked about it a long time ago. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. So you have that document? I spent a lot of time looking for it. I think it's on my other computer because my computer broke down, and I was going to have my computer geek go through and retrieve it for me. But if you have it, do me a favor and please, if you know who I am on Facebook, please send it to me in a message or send it to me in an email. I would love to have that again. So for those you don't know, I was explaining how Intercept, the hacking group, had found this document and sent it to me in passing. And I thought it was interesting. In there, it was explaining to people just how bad Trump was beating Hillary Clinton. So don't believe that she was more popular. She wasn't. Trump was killing her 10-1 on votes. They just lied, and the rigging's been going on for quite some time. But the freaky part from this group was the recommended options on how to either slow down or stop the voting altogether. It was scary to see because they have no problems with killing Americans just to try to prevent Trump from being president at the time. And of course, we know he went on and became president because none of those options, in my opinion, should have ever been offered, but they were. And once I get my hands on a document, I'll show you it again. But if Renee happens to have it, I surely would appreciate it if she could send it to me. Love her. Where is she? I want to help and stand by her side. Who are you talking about? I'm wondering if you're talking about this lady. She's on the Walkaway campaign. You go find her. She stands out. You just go to Brandon Straka, I believe is how you say his last name. He has on YouTube. It's called the Walkaway campaign. You can go there. You'll find her video. And he's got a lot of minority people saying they're done with the Democrats. And that's what these videos are about. But the thing that stood out about her was the way she just forcefully said, if you indict, we're going to vote. And she does it with such authority. I was like, dang, man. Pimpy, different strokes for us, different folks. Interesting, my friend. Yeah, I mean, you know, I like watching videos like this where they show you all kinds of different things. I've been making these videos and actually posting them on Pimpy's News Network just because I just don't need any kind of crap from YouTube. And right now it's close to election season, so they'll look for any stupid excuse to erase people, man. They will. They didn't look like the sun to me at all. Some kind of glare off the camera or something. In my opinion, Maui was nuked on purpose. And where do you get there's something in the rain? Deer will decrease their movements depending on how hard it's raining. Oh my God, come on, Pimpy. Well, a couple of things. So there's the elephant. And I was thinking to myself, wow. So what else would be in the sky way up there? I guess you think it's a UFO. Is that what it is? Or the moon. Is that what it is? Anyways, I wasn't paying attention to that. I was thinking these people are backing up too slow. And this elephant's running towards them. And I was like, oh, dude, you're not backing up fast enough. And look at it, didn't take much. And then next thing you know, the elephant could have flipped the car over, gives it a good nudge, but backs up. And I was thinking to myself, wait, what the? And it dawned on me, there's a picture of the sun. And I was like, look at the size of the sun. Called a glare. I guess you think it's a spotlight. Is that what it is? Anyways, I just thought the sun was extraordinarily large, extraordinarily close compared to the way we see it over here in California. Have I ever seen the sun that close? No. And I've been working with cameras for years. I used to love photography. Can a glare cause this? A glare can cause a distortion of the light. But to make it look like this large, no, there's nothing out there for the camera to do that. Because if it was going to distort the size of the sun, then it would also distort the size of the elephant. So you can't just have one little object out there being distorted while the rest of everything else is normal. Did you know the majority of the fires are near or on the coast? No, actually, that has not dawned on me. I mean, if you just take a look. They seem to be near water is what it is. See? Yeah, near the coast. That is weird. Now, could it be near the coast only because the largest population always accumulate near the water? And if they are the true causes of the fire, then that would make sense. But yeah, that is kind of weird. This is Africa. Look at the number of fires. And I thought to myself, wow, when I did my version of this, I did another video when I used the map to track fires. I went to go look, and it's on Pimpy's News Network. Africa has been burning with this large amount of fires now for more than 10 years. So I'm surprised there's anything left. Very weird. use of energy weapons is what I think on the fires. I'm getting ready to release a video called Why is China Painting Their Roofs Blue? Somebody had brought it to my attention, and I thought, oh, that is kind of weird. At first, I thought they're full of crap, but then I went on Google Earth, and you'll see me go look at the largest cities in China, and you see that these people are all painting the roofs blue, which is kind of weird. WF, that's right, enough said. Yeah, exactly. Looks like a chicken's eye. That's the hole in the wall. It's kind of freaky. Yeah, it definitely looks like a chicken's eye, but then I've never seen a chicken's ear look like this. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody's just zooming in on a chicken. It does look like a chicken's eye, and the fact that we can't see its beak. I think the only thing that throws me off is it looks like an ear back here. See what I'm talking about? Watch. So come in close, and I agree. It does look like a chicken, but that looks like an ear. So I've not seen any chickens with ears before. But correct me if I'm wrong. Do they have ears I don't know about? But it does look like a chicken. Absolutely. For a minute, I thought she was Jimmy Savant. Yeah, that's what I said. Can you imagine? I'm sitting there just playing like $20 worth of slot machines. You know, no big deal. Just killing some time. And I look over to the side and said, what the heck? That absolutely looks like Jimmy. For those who don't know who Jimmy Savant is, he is UK's version of Jeffrey Epstein. And if you look at this guy, he's supposed to be dead. And I thought, whoa, wait a minute, he's not dead. That poor lady. Pimpy, that's what I want. They want Trump in there. He's playing both sides. Would you have ever thought about that? Trump is a strategist, man, when it comes to deals. So it makes sense to me that he would be successful at being a strategist when it comes to combating these guys, you know. Look, once a person has a strategical mind, you can apply those philosophies and theories and methods to a lot of different situations. So yeah, that makes perfectly good sense to me as well. Anyways, I just wanted to come back and respond to your comments and take another gander at this glare on my camera, I guess, would be the thing. That is definitely the sun. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. You know that I do, and I like to come back and at least respond to your comments and answer any questions that you might have. That's it for now, and I'll catch you later. I'm out.